Well, how's this for the better assignment? I'm up in Alaska on a grizzly bear hunt and doing some grayling fishing and having a great time. But meanwhile, back home, Tate is assessing a couple of rifles that he feels are really dependable. They're fairly affordable rifles and they just seem to always work. And everyone who has them says they're really accurate and he just loves them. So check it out. We're going to find out what a professional hunting guide thinks are some dependable rifles that you might want to hunt.
I own a very nice, very expensive carbon fiber wrapped barrel rifle. But if you don't tell your wife about something like that, it's divorce territory, gentlemen. Oddly enough, the biggest black bear and the biggest mule deer I ever shot were with this cheap Ruger American Gen 1 and chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. Back in the day, it was the only rifle that I owned, and it did the job. Would I do it again if I was given a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity hunt? Yes, but there's some even better options out there, and I picked two that, well, let's just say you may not even have to tell your wife about these. First, we had to come up with the criteria of what exactly is a budget rifle. So I went and asked my wife what my budget was. Hey, sweetie.
Yeah.
How many nail appointments do you go to in like a 6-month period without telling me?
Like 8.
Perfect. Each one is roughly $100. That means we have $800 to work with.
Wait, what?
So now we got a budget, but there's actually a lot of brands that make good, reputable rifles within that budget range. But I'm a mountain hunter and I wanted to narrow it down even more. And as a mountain hunter, a lightweight rifle is very important to me. So I narrowed it down to 2 brands and 2 rifles in specific that I would buy today if I was working on a budget. Now there's no elk or deer season in currently, so I can't go test these on an elk or a deer, but we do have an animal that is legal right now that is roughly the size of a deer or an elk's vitals. And that is a yellow-bellied marmot, or it's basically Idaho's biggest ground squirrel. But I figure if I can hit a ground squirrel with one of these at 200-300 yards, it's gonna be good for a deer or an elk-sized target. The first one is the Ruger American Gen 2. This is a sweet rifle. I have used 3 different rifles at this point. My dad has a 7mm08, I have a 204 Ruger, and this one in particular is a 7 PRC that Joseph Von Benedict let me use. This shoots like half a minute of angle. That is ridiculous for how much this rifle cost. I like a lot of things about this rifle. There's a couple things that I don't like, but overall, it's a great rifle. Starting with the back, you do have adjustable length of pull with different size spacers. It has a Monte Carlo style stock, which a lot of people don't like those, but I actually like a Monte Carlo style stock. It fits my face better. Maybe I have chubby cheeks or something. You have a greatly upgraded trigger, in my opinion, from the Ruger American Gen 1. It's similar, but a little bit better. And they've fixed a lot of things from the Gen 1 that I really like in this rifle. One being that action no longer sounds like a zipper as you're running it. It's a lot smoother. And also, I had problems with the mag in the rifle itself. The mags were just AICS style magazines. This one is a proprietary mag to the Ruger American Gen 2, and it fits a lot more snug, and it just feels better. Doesn't wiggle. I get more consistent feeding. I had feeding issues with a lot of the Gen 1s. You have a spiralized barrel running up to shave some weight on an already short and light 20-inch barrel. I threw a suppressor on here because I like to save my hearing while I'm out hunting, and I don't like wearing these on the top of my head when I don't have to. The one thing I don't like about this rifle is that the stock is a stock. It is a little bit mushy, maybe is the right word. You can push that right up to where it touches the barrel. Let's go see if we can shoot a rock chuck with it, and I'll tell you a little bit more after we walk around and hike with it. Oh, there's one right in front of us. Rifle number 2 is the Tikka T3x Light. This is a very good go-to rifle. When in doubt, go with a Tikka. It's always my saying. I love Tikkas. They have a very good stock trigger. They're a hair heavy in my opinion, but they're very crisp and very, very predictable all the time. You don't have any adjustability as far as the stock goes. It's just a very good sporterized stock, some texturing where your palm swell is, some texturing up front, but the rest of it is smooth. There is, however, no threading on the end of the older model rifles. But from the people I talked to from Tikka at SHOT Show, they are actually going to start threading every single Tikka T3x barrel, which that's very, very nice, and that's important for me. Also, this rifle is very light. It comes in at just over 6.5 pounds. The action is very, very smooth. very predictable action. I've never had any problems with the Tikka T3x action. One thing that I don't like as much about the Tikka T3x is that mag comes out very, very easily. Just a bump against anything hard and that will pop out. And in fact, last year while I was on a moose hunt in Alaska, I was in a rush. We saw a moose from a boat. We jumped off onto the ground. We got close enough for a shot. And in that frantic struggle to get close enough to that moose for a shot, my mag came out. And I had 3 shots in the mag with a 7 mag, and I had no ammunition in the gun at all. Gratefully, I had some ammunition stored in the back of the rifle, and I was able to single feed and shoot my moose. But in a rush, that could have been very, very bad had I not had extra ammunition with me. Let's go test this one out, and I'll give some final thoughts. This is one of my favorite rifles on the planet. I shot a buffalo with this exact rifle. I've shot an elk and a moose with a similar Tikka. But man, it's just you can tell I have some emotion towards these rifles. Look at the difference between these two rifles with the suppressor and without. It's about a 2-inch difference is all. If you were to add a suppressor onto this Tikka, I mean, you're all the way up there now. And if you're hiking through brush and thick crap in the mountains, that could be a little bit harder to get through. I've hiked with a suppressor on a 26-inch barrel and made it work, but it's not optimal. For portability in the mountains, if you want to shoot suppressed, this 20-inch barrel Ruger American Gen 2 is just a dream. It shoots under half MOA with the right ammunition. This Tikka also shoots half MOA if you use the right ammunition and a good reload or even just good factory ammunition that's consistent. Both of these rifles are very pleasant to shoot. This 7 PRC in such a lightweight rifle can be a little bit stout if you don't have a muzzle device on it, but so can this Tikka T3x if you're using a larger caliber. This is a 7 PRC, this is a 6.5 Creedmoor. Both very pleasant to shoot, both feel very, very good in the hands. There are a lot of budget rifles out there. These are just 2 of my top picks right here. Regardless of the rifle you choose to go with in the future, there's a few things that you want to watch out for. One is reliability. If the rifle doesn't go bang and it doesn't hit where you want it, there's no point in having the rifle with you on a hunting trip anyway. You might wound one, you might miss it, you might give up the opportunity of a lifetime. Both of these rifles I would trust on the hunt of a lifetime. Regardless of the rifle you choose for the future, make sure to hunt honest and shoot straight.